What next after Najee Harris is going to the NFL? Hey, what's up? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com here to talk about the Alabama running back room. But before we begin, definitely hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We appreciate you guys more than you know. All right, let's lead off talking about Brian Robinson. Now, it hasn't been officially stated that Brian Robinson is returning for the 2021 season. He has actually until March 1st to declare if he's going to come back for the University of Alabama or if he's going to enter the NFL. So let's keep tabs on Brian Robinson going into the spring season. He's 6'1", 228 pounds. He's got a ton of experience, and that's something that this running back room does not have. He has 483 yards in 2020, played in 52 games during his overall career, 274 attempts during that time with 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns. Now, while he does lack some of that athleticism that Najee Harris has, he's a big, imposing back, and as you can see just from the overall statistics, he's played a lot of football, right? Even when he came in out of Hillcrest, he's played 11 games as a freshman. Then in his sophomore season, played in all 15 games. In the last 2 seasons here at Alabama, he's rushed for over 400 yards, 441 yards as a junior with 5 touchdowns. And then a similar season this past year, 483 yards with 6 touchdowns. I think when you look at Brian Robinson overall, this is a player who certainly can create a lot of value by coming back during the 2021 season. And also, he's a veteran, right? He's going to show these younger running backs what it takes to be great, continue that lineage of great running backs. Brian Robinson has speed, he has power, and I think I'm really interested to see if he can catch the football as well as Najee Harris did. Remember, Najee had 43 receptions, but Brian Robinson, big, imposing back that Alabama fans should be thrilled is coming back for the 2021 season. Next, let's talk about Keilan Robinson. We've talked about Robinson several times. He's a player that we always get asked about. Look, he didn't play at all in 2020. All signs kind of point to an opt-out. He never came out officially and said that he was going to opt out. That's up to him. That's privacy. And truth be told, we should officially find out if Robinson is back for the 2021 season later in January workouts or by the time spring football actually starts. Let's rewind to the 2019 season. Keilan Robinson, lightning in a bottle. A lot of these guys that we're going to talk about are a lot of speed, a lot of pop, guys who can really get to the next level and make players miss. As a freshman, he had 39 attempts, 254 yards with 2 touchdowns. Almost similar numbers to Jase McClellan, who we're going to talk about here in just a second. But Keilan Robinson, if he does come back for 2021, I think that's going to be fantastic overall for this group. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of versatility. This footage that you're looking at, it's older footage clearly, but I think that Keilan Robinson kind of has that pop and an extra gear that can get to that next level. We've seen him reel off a big run a time or two during his freshman season. So I think Nick Saban even referred to him as the juice, right? Or he's got the juice. So let's keep tabs on Keilan Robinson, but I think that he should be back when talking to some sources. Trey Sanders, redshirt freshman at the University of Alabama. Now, Sanders coming in, 6 foot, 214 pounds, 5-star out of the IMG Academy. He was banged up during the 2019 season with the foot injury. And then as he started to get some momentum in 2020, he was involved in a car accident that ended his second season at Alabama. So I have him listed right here as a redshirt freshman. I would assume that he's going to save this year. So eligibility-wise, I think he's going to be a redshirt freshman, but we'll follow up on that. Anyways, this past season, 30 attempts, 134 yards with 1 touchdown. Now, against Mississippi State, he had 80 yards, and that's really where we start to see him kind of find his rhythm in this offense. Now, there was some smoke recently on social media that said that he might transfer. Trey Sanders came out and put that rumor to rest. He was like, look, kill that narrative. I'm working, I'm rehabbing, and I think that's great news for Trey Sanders. So, look, this guy has battled some injuries the past 2 seasons. I don't know what his health status is, but if he's rehabbing and can get to that running back that we think he's going to be, I think it's going to be another added weapon down the road for the University of Alabama. So don't forget about Trey Sanders because everything, that this guy brings to the table is something to really be excited about. Jase McClellan, listed as just a freshman, believe it or not, because of the NCAA blanket waiver year. So you got to play in all 13 games, but still a freshman in 2021. 5'11", 212 pounds. In 2020, this guy made the most of his opportunities. And we talk a lot about that with these freshmen that are coming in to their season because you got to find a way to create value when you get opportunities. I think what stands out to me most during this freshman season is Jase McClellan only had 23 attempts, and he made the most of those attempts, right? 245 yards, with 2 touchdowns, and we saw him rip off, I believe it was an 80-yard touchdown. So he's got a lot of speed. He's got power. He's got good size, as you can see, 212 pounds. And look, Jase McClellan was on the verge of going to Oklahoma during his recruiting process, changes gears, decided to come to Alabama, and I think he's really starting to create some buzz, right? Everybody's excited to see what he's going to do in 2021, how he's going to continue to develop. One attribute that really stands out to me about Jase McClellan, I know he's shifty, but he can catch the football really well, has a lot of athleticism. So over the past 2 seasons, we've seen Alabama's offense be really creative with getting the running backs the football, whether dump-offs, screens, whatever you want to call it, and Jase McClellan can be that guy. So big career expected for Jase McClellan as he continues at Alabama. Alabama has another freshman returning in 2021. That is Roydell Williams. Got a ton of experience in 2020, playing in 8 games. Had 19 attempts for 71 yards with a touchdown. Out of Hueytown, Alabama. So you have a couple running backs on Alabama's roster right now that are from the home state, right? Brian Robinson, right at Hillcrest, Alabama. And then you have Roydell Williams, who's from Hueytown. So these 2 guys continuing that lineage from guys from Alabama that continue to play at a very high level when they get to the University of Alabama. I love all the home state guys doing work at Alabama. Roydell Williams, kind of similar to Trey Sanders in that sense, that 5'10", 210 pounds. Really, you know, some of these running backs that we're talking about, all kind of that similar stature. So I'm really excited to get more Roydell Williams. I continue to hear great things. Heard he had a fantastic fall training camp, so I wasn't surprised to see him get onto the field in 8 games. Also on the roster at the running back position is Kyle Edwards. I think a lot of people forgot about him just because he didn't get to play any, but don't hold that against him. He's only a freshman, 6'1", 209 pounds. I think what I like about Edwards is he's out of these running backs. I mean, I think he's going to have the most power. Right? I know Jase McClellan has that power. Kind of, he's an all-purpose back. I would consider the same thing with Kyle Edwards. It's tough to crack the running back rotation at Alabama. So don't sleep on Kyle Edwards. Don't forget about him. I think we're going to see more of him clearly in 2021 as he continues to work his way into this program. So Kyle Edwards, another one of those very talented freshman running backs that came in with that very dynamic class of 2020. Okay, let's talk about Kamar Wheaton. Committed to Alabama from the class of 2021, right? Just when you thought Alabama's class of 2021 couldn't get any better, the coaching staff reels in another addition, which is Kamar Wheaton, a 5-star running back, top player in the state of Texas. Now, the only thing about Kamar Wheaton is that he has not officially signed his letter of intent to play for the University of Alabama. He has up until early February, which was the old signing day, to sign his paperwork to be a member of the class of 2021 at the University of Alabama. But let's keep tabs on how things go with Kamar Wheaton. Now, as you can see, he's recruited by Jeff Banks and Charles Huff. Both of those assistant coaches are no longer at Alabama. Jeff Banks went with Sarkisian to Texas, and Charles Huff is the expected head football coach at Marshall. So I think, you know, kind of late in the recruiting process, it'll be interesting to see if Alabama and Nick Saban can hang on to Kamar Wheaton. This is something that we're definitely going to track moving through these next couple of weeks leading into that first Wednesday of February. But as you can see, Alabama's running back group is entirely stacked and a lot of youth within this group. So we appreciate you guys watching this video. We want to hear from you. Which running back are you really excited to see in the 2021 season? Definitely hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We appreciate you more than you know. My name is Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com, and I'm coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama.